So we're back in Long Beach. Pan America is home safe. It's all in one piece still. Contrary to popular belief, these things are really good. I really had zero electrical issues, no mechanical issues, no breakdowns, no overheating, no nothing. Like, I honestly really did beat the hell out of this thing, and it's here. The radiator hose didn't break. You know, this didn't break. None of the things that I thought, maybe, nothing happened. And I'm just showing 9,009 miles on the odometer right now. I left with just under 600, so 8,500 mile trip in, I guess basically 2 weeks. 2 weeks riding and 2 weeks in between. I was here for a few days, there for a few days, but I'd say total riding was about 14 days. After this long ride, going back to what I said in the previous video about things I like and things I don't like, overall, I've said this a million times, I feel like the bike is a Swiss Army knife. I feel like it can do a lot of things and pretty well. Yes, there probably is a better set of tweezers than the ones that come in a Swiss Army knife. There might be a better saw, but the saw will cut, the tweezers will work. I feel like this is kind of that. Like, there may be a better dedicated off-road bike, there may be a better long distance bike, but it kind of does everything and it does it really well. Initially, things I noticed, the heat off of this motor is kind of serious. The fans kick on at like 225, and sitting in traffic, the way your feet are positioned, the left side fan just blows hot air on your ankles. So if you're wearing tall socks, it's not as bad, but you know, your pants ride up naturally, you feel it on your ankles. So that's something that I want to talk about or address. I feel like this windshield, the adjustability of this windshield is pointless. I never once had it in the low position. I only rode with it high, and I still got a lot of wind buffering. So I am going to address that. Things I did like, the different sport modes, the off-road mode, the rain mode, I use them a lot, and they are really good, I thought. And you can custom tailor those modes and add 2 other modes. So you could do a sport mode, and then you could do like a super sport mode, have your engine braking, your handling, everything maxed out. You can do that with this, which is actually super cool. The rear brake on this thing, not so much. It's sort of like a lot of motorcycles. I ride rear brake heavy. I know some people don't, but I like a lot of rear brake, and this thing doesn't have a lot of rear brake. Problem solved. Bare Knuckle makes this adapter kit for a radial mount on the rear to run their 11.5-inch rotor with a identical front Brembo radial, factory Harley Brembo radial. So problem solved there. Someone else may come up with a different solution, but I don't think they need to. This is pretty much good to go. Another thing I definitely noticed, coming to a stop, gonna park the bike, turn the bike off, the adaptive ride height lowers automatically, which I know you can change, but this is just what I come to have learned. You put the kickstand down and the bike's already lowered, so the kickstand has a hard time. You have to lean the bike way to the right to be able to extend the kickstand to then put it on the kickstand, which I don't like. So I am gonna play with possibly some of those settings just on my own of the adaptive ride height and some kickstand settings perhaps, or I'm changing the kickstand anyway, so I'm gonna hopefully address that issue, at least for myself. So initially, even before I left, I tried to connect my Bluetooth and my phone to the infotainment system, and you can do that. It connects. It's actually very convenient to be able to control your songs and your volume and everything right here. Not that doing this is very hard, but that's even better. What I did come to find out was your phone talks to the bike. Your Bluetooth head unit talks to the bike. They don't talk to each other. So for whatever reason, I would get calls. I couldn't take the calls. No one could hear me. I couldn't hear them. I went through different settings on this, on the Bluetooth unit, couldn't figure it out. in the end, I just said, screw it. Didn't connect my phone or my Bluetooth to this, just paired them like normal, and that was fine. I do wish that Harley would go to like Apple CarPlay like some of the other bikes have. They have their own nav on here, which it works if you use their app and you put all the stuff in their app. But like everyone else, I use Google Maps and I have 1 million map points already on there, and it would just be way more convenient to have that connected with an interface that we're already all familiar with. I don't know if they will or not, but that's a wish of mine for sure. Another thing that I'll add to my wish list of this bike, the gearing's good. I mean, the bike redlines at like 9,000 RPM. Like most Harley riders probably, like it feels odd to have the RPMs at 6,000 or 6,500 for long periods of time. Not saying that the motor can't take it, but the motor's got plenty of power from 4,000 to 6,000, just cruising. And I felt like at 85 to 95 miles an hour, which I hate to say it, but cross country, you are doing those speeds for a lot of time. I just felt like the motor could have used one more gear, or the bike could have used one more gear, or drop a tooth maybe on the rear. I'm gonna look into that. I'm not sure with traction control and other systems that are on this thing if that's gonna mess anything up. I don't think it will, but you know, this is all new to me, so I'm figuring that out as I go. But I would like to have 1 or 2 tooth less on the rear sprocket, just to get like a little bit less RPM at like top cruising speed for cross country. Maybe everyday riding, not so much, but when you're doing 6-7 hours, 10 hours a day, and it's, you know, tacked up this, you know, and you're in hot weather, I'd rather have it a little bit lower. That's just me though, maybe not you. The bike is totally fine running. I could ride it every day, but I think the next time you see the next video, this thing is gonna start to be slowly taken apart, pretty much down to the frame. Motor will be out, tins off, all the accessories off, so that I can start modifying the ones I'm gonna modify, and scanning and measuring the ones I need to remake completely or change. And again, I'm gonna do a street version of this bike. So if you watch some of the previous videos, I talk about how basically my inspiration is T-Sport on this thing. I think this is a very good sport touring platform, and I want to incorporate those things from those other models. And I think once you start seeing it come together, all of those things will make a lot more sense than just me talking about it. So we are going to make one more video about this whole trip, detailing the stops I made, the routes I took, the ups and the downs, and all that kind of stuff. Not sure when that's coming out just yet, so keep an eye out for that. I would say if you have any questions in the meantime about a cross-country trip on any bike, whether it's a Harley or not, feel free to comment. I'll try to get to those questions. But I would suggest, I mean, if you like riding and you like being on bikes, going cross-country on a motorcycle is pretty awesome. It'll definitely change your outlook on a lot of stuff. And yeah, stay tuned. I mean, we have a lot of stuff in store, so yeah, maybe subscribe to the channel or comment, like, whatever, all that stuff, or don't if you don't feel like it's fun.